we're going to complete the square today. Completing the square is another way of solving a quadratic rather than graphing, factoring, or using the quadratic formula. But in the end, we're going to come up with x equals two different things. So in order to get there, I need to take this whole left side of the problem, turn it into a perfect square. But in order to do that, I'm going to have two things that I'm really going to have to focus on. I got to move this 48 to the other side, and then I have to get this 10 and turn it into a 1. So let's move the 48 to the other side for right now. Let's try that. So 48, we're going to say plus 48, rewrite 10x squared minus 12x equals, so 48 and 6, so 54. And then we're going to divide everything by 10. And then we're left with x squared minus 6 over 5x equals, let's simplify that. So we've got 54 over 10, cut them in half, 25, 27 over 5. See if that does anything for us. Let's put it in simplified form. Now, I left a gap here because we need to put a number in that C spot. We also need to put a number in this C spot. We want to make sure that they're the same. Okay, so in order to get that, I'm taking my B value, divide it by 2, and then I'm going to square it. So my C value is my B divided by 2 and then squared, which is going to be, so here's where things get really, really messy. Negative 6 over 5 divided by 2 and then square the whole thing. So I can't do anything with this. So what I'm going to do is turn that to a fraction, and I want to rewrite this whole thing because I don't like the fractions within fractions dividing. So I'm going to say negative 6 over 5 divided by 2 over 1. And then since we don't like division, change it to multiplication. We've got negative 6 over 5 times 1 over 2, giving us negative 6 over 10. Whew, that's only half of it. Negative 6 over 10. Now we got to square this whole thing. So how do we get that? This exponent goes to both those numbers, giving us 36 over 100. Whoa. Now, can we simplify that 36 over 100? We can. When it breaks down, it's going to be 9 over 25. That's what we're putting in the middle here. Okay, this is a mess. So how do we fix this? Well, two things. Let's focus on left side first. I need to turn this into a perfect square. So what I'm going to do is factor it. What two numbers multiply together give me x squared? X. Start with the easy stuff. Now we got to worry about that fraction. So even though this problem's kind of ugly and scary looking, because we went through this process, what we're about to do right now with this 9 over 25 is actually pretty simple. So what two numbers multiply together give me 9? 3. What two numbers multiply together give me 25? 5. And now we have to worry about our signs. We get a positive, so they have to be the same, either negative, negative, or positive, positive. Because of that, we have minus signs. So one more time, x minus 3 over 5 squared equals. Okay, another fraction problem. I need to add these two things together. All right, so we're going to say 27 over 5 plus 9 over 25. So again, side problem, we just need to simplify this part right here. In order to simplify, we need common denominators. So why not turn this to 25? So we got to multiply top and bottom by 5. So what's 27 by 5? I don't know. So 135 over 25 plus 9 over 25. Good. Now we can put them together, giving us 144 over 25. So when we add fractions, add the top, keep the denominator. That's what we're putting over here. 144 over 25. 144 over 25. And those are beautiful numbers. You'll see why in a second. So get rid of all this mess. Let's rewrite so we have a little bit of room. We have x minus 3 over 5 squared equals 144 over 25. Okay, so in order to undo a problem with an exponent of 2, we got to take square root. So inverse, square root, exponent, cancel out, leaving you with x minus 3 over 5 equals, because we have an equation, we got an equal sign in here, we need a plus minus. Now, what's the square root of 144? 12. What's the square root of 25? 5. Works in our favor. Now, we have to set up two separate problems, one with the addition, one with the negative, one with the positive, one with the negative. So we're going to say x minus 3/5 equals 12/5, and x minus 3/5 equals negative 12/5. This helps us. Both of these are common denominators, so it makes it a little less scary. So we're going to say plus 3/5 plus 3/5 gone. X equals 12, 13, 14, 15 over 5, which is 3. And then on this side, add 3/5, add 3/5. X equals negative 9 over 5. Can't do anything with that. So what are our two answers? X equals negative 9 over 5, and x equals 3. And that is solving by completing the square using a lot of fractions.